Again, looking at number 6, it says find the equation of a line through. And I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an equation of a line through that point. So the equation line is going to look like this: y minus 4. I don't know the m yet, by the way. And then it's going to be x minus 5. So my goal here is to find out what the m is in the problem. Let's take a look what the question says, though. They want you to find a line that goes through that point. And what they want to do is, let's read it. A triangle bounded by this line and the axis in the first, that's going to be something I can visualize now. All right? So 5, 4, put it over here. I'm going to draw a line through that cuts a rectangle. I'm sorry, a triangle. This is the point. This point here is going to be, let's see, it's going to be 5, 4. Someone says, I wonder what this point is here, I wonder what that point is there. Well, I know something about the point. For example, this point over here, the only thing I really do know about it, there is some x value to it. And then the y value, looking at it, would be 0. But this point over here, these are important points, by the way. The x would be 0, and the y, I have no idea what the y is. Now, certainly, when I say that, I do want to write down, I have some idea what the y is. For example, I realize the y has got to be greater than 4. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a triangle there, right, looking at it. And I'm looking at the x, and I'm going to say the x has got to be greater than the 5, looking at that. Now, what are we doing? We're trying to get the area of this thing over here. And the area of this thing is pretty easy. Let me write it down for you. Area is 1/2 times the base. Well, the base is this distance over here. What's that going to be? X. And then what's over here? That's going to be the height of it, which would be y. Now, that's 2 unknowns. I want to get into 1 unknown. So what I'm going to do is get a relationship. And the relationships I know are slope relationships, which I want anyway. So I'm going to take the slope between these 2 points here, and I'll write that down for you. So that's going to be, let's see, the change in y, so 4 minus 0, over the change in x, which is 5 minus x. Now the slope between those 2 points has to be the same thing as the slope between these 2 points. Let's write that down. What's that going to be? Well, let's take a look at it. It's going to be y minus 4. I'm doing the change in the y, and then it's going to be 0 minus 5. All right, I have a relationship between x and y, which will allow me to eliminate one of the letters in my area problem. So let's take a look, and I'm going to simplify it stage by stage. So, you know what, I realize there's some artifacts from the prior problem. I'm going to erase it now. So I'm going to say 4 times minus 5, all right, equals 5 minus x over y minus 4, all right? And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to multiply it out. It's minus 20. And this is 5 minus x, y minus 4. Again, you may do this a little bit differently, but the intent is to find out what y is or x. I'm going to solve for y. And what do you get there? Minus 20 over 5 minus x is equal to y minus 4. All right? What I'm going to do here, because it looks strange to me, I'm going to multiply top and bottom by minus 1. What do you get? 20 over x minus 5. And what do you get over here? Y minus 4. I'm still trying to solve for y. What I'm going to do, add 4 to both sides. And that's what y is. I'm going to simplify that. It's going to be x minus 5. This would be y. You get 20 plus 4x minus 20. All right, not so bad. What do you get over there? 4x over x minus 5. And that's what y is. So what I'm going to do over here is just write this down. A equals 1/2 times x. And y now is going to be 4x over x minus 5. Here's the condition, though. The x must be greater than 5. I'm going to simplify a little bit further. I'm going to say a is an area function. It's a function of of x. What do you get there? Well, I'm looking at it. You get x squared. Let me see if I did that right. Yeah, x squared. I get a 2. And then I get x minus 5 on the bottom. I'm going to take its derivative. And that's going to be x minus 5 squared. X minus 5 times the derivative top, which is 4x. All right, let me see if I did that right. So I squared the bottom, brought the bottom to the top, multiplied through the top, minus the top, that's 2x squared, times root of the bottom, which is just simply 1. All right, I'm going to try to simplify that. This is x minus 5 squared. And let's see what you get. You get 4x squared minus 2x squared, which is 2x squared. And then what do you get? You get minus 20x. Let me see if I did that right. 4x squared minus 2x squared, 2x squared. And then I get minus 20x. It looks pretty simple. I'm going to keep moving through it. I'm going to factor out a 2 and an x. And then what are you left off with? You're left off with x, because 2x times x is 2x squared, minus 10, right, over x minus 5 squared. Now remember, we're doing the analysis of this derivative where the x is greater than 5. So I'm going to say we're starting at 5 in our analysis, and then I can look for the critical number, and there's only one critical number, and that's 10. All right? 5's not a critical number, and 0's not a critical number here. I'm going to test it out, and this is I'm testing out the derivative. I'm going to plug in 6 initially, and if I did that, what would I get? Well, on bottom, it's always positive. On top, I get a negative number. Going downhill. After 10, I'd pick a number like 11, plug it in, positive. So I know this is minimum. You know, of course, what they say, let me read it to you. Find the equation of a line. We haven't done that yet. So it's a triangle bounded by a line and the axis in the first quadrant. Oh, minimum area. We just did that. Now, what do I know about this? This occurs at 10. So let's go back up here. And I got to get slope now. And slope is given to me right over here. What do I know? I know the slope is equal to, m is equal to 4, because 4 minus 0 is 4. And what goes on bottom is actually 5 minus 10. What do you get over there? 4 over minus 5. And what do you get there? Minus 4/5. All right? Okay, let's get my eraser out. I'm going to erase this m over here. I can put the minus 4/5 down. All right. If I were writing an answer key, I would write this down as the answer, but I realize a lot of people say they want to simplify that. So I'm going to simplify it for you. Write it as y equals mx plus b. Let me write that down for you. Y equals, it's going to be minus 4/5 of an x. And minus 4/5 times minus 5 is going to be plus 4. And then I got to add 4 to that. That would be plus 8. All right, let's look at the k. I'm kind of curious, you know, certainly there's work in the k, but I'm wondering, did they get the same answer? All right, so I have this one over here. Let me point out what I mean by I have the minus 4/5 of an x plus 8, and that's what y is equal to. And I also have this one over here, which is y minus 4 equals minus 4/5. By the way, they wrote down minus 8/10. That's minus 4/5, and then x minus 5. All right? I'm not sure why I wrote down minus 8/10 there. I probably should, you know, maybe tell you that I could also write down minus 4/5. Not that it's wrong, but it probably should be reduced. Thank you.